everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1297 of our daily content grind, part 1. See, we've got a very loaded news roundup today, and this is not even the biggest news because yesterday an enormous amount of leaks dropped. We basically know the entirety of the 2026 toy line. However, because of the scheduling of this time of the month and what next month is, my videos are basically booked until Thursday. So I can't just talk about the leaks here. It'd take too long. It'd be an hour-long video. But and I don't want to do it on Thursday because it's ice cold by then. So here's what I'm doing. We're going to do our standard news roundup now, and then in a little bit you're going to see a second video. I've done this a couple times now, but you will see a second video from me detailing all of the leaks, giving my thoughts and pointing a few things out. So that's later. So for now, let's focus on the news from the last week's worth of Transformers. And until the leak list came out, this was the top news story of the entire week. Masterpiece G released images for an upcoming Optimus Prime in what they are now calling Style Gen. This is a subline in what is technically a Masterpiece subline that became the main line. And it seems like the idea here is to try and produce like very stylized but still masterpiece quality items. And this one in particular seems to have a strong focus on the more anime-centric styles of Optimus Prime and more accessory play that not necessarily goes to just G1 stuff. So let's see. The first release of Style Gen, a new interpretation of the transformation difficulty, proportions, and details, movement and posing, vehicle play, and weapon play in the MPG series. The next generation of the highest end Transformer series is here. Okay, so that's the basic rundown here. I do have a better photo for you that kind of shows off more of what's going on here. So we have, this gets weird. So we have a obviously highly posable Masterpiece scaled Optimus Prime, still has the Matrix gimmick and everything, but he has a very stylized vehicle mode, which obviously takes a few liberties and shortcuts that we're not used to out of Masterpiece. And then there is the accessory loadout. He comes with his traditional axe and ion cannon. That's fine. However, he's also coming with the Revenge of the Fallen forearm blades and the axe from Siege. Like, oh, okay, why? Now, here's the thing. This is what's weird to me. It's not MP 4.0 Convoy because it's going for something completely different. To this point, Masterpiece has just represented like a perfection of particular iterations of Transformer characters. You know, usually their original depiction. So, like, when I think back, I see MP10 Optimus Prime as, like, the pinnacle of a toy-accurate Optimus. You know, like, if the original toy design is how Optimus Prime evolved, I think you get to MP10. MP44 is the perfect realization of the cartoon-accurate design. Admittedly, 86 Optimus makes that a little blurry. However, it still fills the niche for Masterpiece. Like, it's an exceptionally animation accurate toy in robot mode. So I'm not exactly sure what role this is filling. You know, it's not representative of any existing Optimus Prime. It's doing its own thing, which is not what Masterpiece has ever done before. That said, Masterpiece 44 is extraordinarily complicated to play with, and Masterpiece 10 is still a fantastic toy, but its engineering has absolutely aged a lot. I think the hips in particular have aged very badly on that toy. So if this is a way of producing a Masterpiece Optimus Prime, that also is a lot easier to play with, okay, I can kind of see what you're going for. It just seems weird. Like, I feel like we just did this. Like, we just had Jinrai released, which for a lot of us is just another Optimus Prime. So to release another Masterpiece Optimus Prime now seems a little odd. Almost like it's a safe bet release. Like, this line's got to start selling, so let's put out an Optimus Prime. It's the vibe I get from it, and I don't like that vibe. But it's all I can really think of, you know? There's a lot of characters that are still missing from Masterpiece, but we're going to do a new Optimus Prime instead. We can't get Jazz in Masterpiece or Mirage, but we're going to do another Optimus Prime. I'm sure it'll be a great toy, but let's see how it shakes out for now. Let's move on. Let's move on to Hasbro reveal. So, Age of the Primes, Onyx Prime, behind the scenes post. Mostly fluff in the text as usual, but getting good shots of this toy is really this is a bang on toy. This looks so good. I do like the brown shades going on. There's a little bit of metallic, but it's not like a worrying amount. Like, it's a nice bronze color to give him more of an ancient look and still much more animalistic. You can see fur sculpted in on the insides of his arms. Love the wing shape and silhouette it hits. It's a quadruped if you want it to be. He has a centaur mode, and I actually really like how the horse legs fold up around and become like shoulder designs and details. That's super cool. That's just a really neat design idea. It's a really neat design idea. It looks like the mask can close too. I don't see a good photo of that here, but remember, his relic is the mask, and in that shot I can actually see the mask closed over his face, which is kind of like I guess is something of an homage to the mutant heads from Beast Wars, if I think about it. And then we have the beast mode, which is again super unique. I mean, it's still kind of close to a griffin, still leaning more, but it's more like some weird chimera of different animal parts, because he's still got hooves, but he's also got the paw hands from his robot mode hands. Like, he's got the fur on the wings. The wings are like more scattered, like they're feathered, not scaly like dragon. But the head looks more dragonish. It's a weird amalgamation of different animal designs, and just like a six-legged, like mammal style beast mode is super weird. Like, they're doing some interesting things with this guy, and he does look really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to this guy. It's going to be a bit because the first wave of leaders just came out, but it looks like he's going to be really, really cool. Something else announced. We have official photos for the Devastation 2-pack, the Ground Soldier and Elite Seeker. So we got a nice clear look at them now. They are obviously just repaints. You got a repaint of Ramjet and a repaint of Runabout / Run Amok. They are both in cell shade to go along with the rest of the Devastation toys, like the Optimus that just came out. There is the 2-pack. It's a beautiful packaging. Like, I like the red, black, and silver color scheme they've got on some of these like exclusive releases. Again, part of the More Than Meets the Eye collection, which we still don't exactly know what that is. It's just been appearing on some new packaging lately. It's weird. They look really nice though. Ironically enough, one of the only retools or repaints that we haven't gotten from the Earthrise Seekers of any kind yet is the G2 Blackout, what used to be called the Black Death Starscream. This is getting very, very close to that, though. Close enough to where I'm not sure that Starscream's possible anymore. But hey, one more Seeker we can get out of every single Seeker mold from now on. Congratulations. More in-hand shots. So we've seen plenty of the new Star Optimus Prime, but I think this gallery actually presents something a little bit more noteworthy, which is comparisons to the other Star Convoy toys, most notably the original, so you can see just how much bigger it is and how many designs carry forward from that original toy. that part of it is cool. You see how much bigger the Micromaster Hot Rod is, even though they do seem to have very similar design intentions. Yep, you see how much bigger the trailers are, how much bigger the gun is. You know, they obviously the Optimus version of the roller unit does not roll on its own like the original one did. See, yeah, there's next to Grandis and Sky Gary. Grandis not nearly as big as a lot of people seem to think. It's not quite Citybot size. And here he is next to another Titan. So this is going to give you like your best sense of scale here. You know, he only comes up to Devastator's chest. And Devastator is, you know, on the smaller side of the Titans too. So that tells you what a $160 Titan really shakes out to. I'm still looking forward to it though. Like, it still looks like it's going to be a dead solid Optimus Prime, just really big and fun to play with. So I'm not really going to complain here. But speaking of the Constructicons, we have in-hand shots of the Commander Class 2-pack for Long Haul and Hook. So again, I think the things that are most notable here are going to be the comparison shots. Here's the vehicle mode compared to their contemporaries, the previous Combiner War versions. Our brand new ones are in the middle, and you can see they definitely lean more toward the duller lime green of the Constructicons. So you can see like there with the original Devastator in the back, our new ones seem to be trending closer to like the old school toy colors a little bit, which is not a bad idea. Like the bright neon is not exactly correct. I kind of like the duller color that we got going on here. Yeah, obviously Hook's got a lot of his improvements. Like his elbows are actually going to work. That's a nice little feature. Otherwise, they kind of look the same. It seems like they go for the same things engineering-wise, because I don't necessarily think you can do much else with Hook. The real comparison is Long Haul. Look how different these two are. I mean, obviously, like, they're night and day as far as size classes go. Yeah, you can see the articulation levels way better on the new one. Yeah, like it's like the comparison shots are the ones that interest me the most, because we've seen most of this already. And the toys look fine. You know, they look like they're going to be serviceable Constructicons. I believe Pulse is shipping me out Bone Crusher soon, so I get my first taste of exactly what's to come here. At least, you know, probably within a little more than a week, maybe. More in-hand shots. This is a little bit more from the Triple Takeover 3-pack, so we get to look at the Starscream and his animation accurate colors compared to the Earthrise one. Much brighter, you know, much more into like the off-white color scheme. I don't think the face is dark enough. The face should be a little bit darker for cartoon accurate, but it doesn't look bad. I'll give it that. There's your coronation parts, because, you know, it's still the leader class version. Your Astro Train, nice comparison. Good to see it clean. It's a little bright for for what it's going for. Still not too bad though. Your Blitzwing, still torn on this one. I still don't know if I want this one for like the cartoon accurate colors, or if I'm okay with the Hasbro one. Haven't decided yet, but like the rest of the pack is not thrilling me. And there's also reasons for not like biting on that Astro Train right now. I love that it's the football arena. That's funny. Yeah, I actually just talked to somebody who did not get a lot of these molds. So, like, this would be a fantastic opportunity to go back and pick them up, because these look like they're going to be great versions of all of them. Yeah, so we've seen most of this already. We don't need to go over, because there's so much to talk about this week. I don't want to stick on old topics too long. I say it's already 14 minutes in, and I'm only like halfway through the stories. In-hand shot for Shattered Glass, Masterpiece Optimus Prime. This is the MP44 mold. So that's the other weird thing to me about releasing the brand new one so quick, is because I feel like we've only done a few color schemes on the MP44 mold at this point. And usually an Optimus mold will get a ton of recolors. Like, you see how many MP10 got. I feel like by comparison, MP44 has gotten next to nothing. There should still be a lot of legs left in that mold. So again, I'm a little confused as to why we're getting another Optimus Prime so soon when it seems like this one still has life in it. But I guess if you're trying to produce something that's not as complex, I guess that's what they're going for here. I'm more or less ranting now. The toy itself looks fine. It looks good. I'm not huge on G1 Optimus Prime getting the evil color schemes because I never think the sculpt looks correct for it. I like the more angular, more meaner ones, and the classic one worked for Shattered Glass. I don't think this one works as well. I don't like when they do just straight up black convoy colors on G1 Primes either for the same reason. I think the designs need a little bit more edge and attitude for them to make those colors work. Ah, well. Speaking of colors working, this is the 40th selection Bumblebee from T-Spark. This is the masterpiece mold done in actual movie accurate colors. If you recall, the first time they did this toy, the yellow was way brighter and a lot of the details were not painted correctly. So this is a repair job. It's a much more subdued shade of yellow, you know, that movie Bumblebee yellow that's kind of leaning into orange a little bit. And obviously, like, they have gone extra with all of the deco, trying to make this as just clean and accurate as possible. Looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm sure someone's going to be thrilled that they waited on that Bumblebee, because now there's such a good one on the way. I've heard good things. You know, I'm still kind of like done with the movie stuff, but if you missed out on it, good alternative on the way. You remember this thing? This is the Karakuri statue for Optimus Prime that the Takara Tomy was doing. This is the one where it's like we have Robosen at home type release. So it's the Optimus Prime that is on his own like mechanical base. You hit the button and he starts spinning around and auto converting until he's this like bulky Optimus Prime statue. It still looks cool, and if you've seen video of how it works, it's a really neat function. I don't think it's necessarily anything I would ever go after because it's a desktop trick. You know, it's just like that little like desktop, like it's like some trinketed executive would keep on his desk type thing where like he hits the button or flips it over and it does the thing, and like then you just kind of ignore it until someone wants to see it do the trick. You know, it's decoration rather than an actual toy. So, like, for me, that's not what I'm after here. But cool. Still, the look of it and the function of it's still neat. I'm not going to take that away from it. Takara Tomy showed off what their release of a box set of Legacy Stunticons is going to look like. And it's exceptionally retro. The box layout, colors, and even the character artwork is taken straight from the original Stunticon releases. But the photo work for the vehicle modes is all the brand new stuff. So you actually, can actually tell you're getting the original, the new ones, not the originals. Vintage artwork on the back, which is always super cool to see. Very retro. And Takara Tomy really likes the retro packaging, so no surprise. It's done very, very well, though. Wild King episodes 1 and 2 are currently available online. They are not geo-locked. You'll be able to watch them right now. I have watched them myself. I'm not entirely sure. I almost decided, do I want to do a video talking about the Wild King cartoon? I think I want to wait for another episode to drop so I can get a better feel about what's going on in it, and then just do like one video and done. I'm not going to review every single episode, because I'm going to be honest with you, they're 5 minutes long. There's not a lot to talk about. And it's really just promotional material more than anything. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. If you want to go watch it yourself, you search on TFW, the link is available. Or if you can type in Japanese, search for Transformers Wild King. Either way, it's a goofy, fun little thing, and it does raise a few interesting questions, which is why I want to wait for another episode before I talk about it on a video. Robosen is giving a lot of people, a lot of influencers, an early copy of their brand new G1 Bumblebee, which does look fantastic. It looks like some simplified and somehow also perfected MP 1.0 Bumblebee. just makes me think of the letter I got from Robosen telling me that, like, yeah, my channel does not, my channel's views are too inconsistent. Sure. Okay. All right. Fine. I can play ball, but some people do not want to take the field. But yeah, I've been seeing this one all over TikTok. Everyone who got an early copy has been showing it off. It does look fantastic. I will be honest, like, I feel like this looks nicer and cleaner than even some of the other Robosen pieces. I'm not going to spend over $1,000 on one. I'm just not. Because it's just such a show-offy toy. But I do think the look and function of it hits me a lot better than the Optimus and Megatron do, and even the Grimlock. Like, if I were to get one, it would probably be the Bumblebee. I think he looks that nice. I'm just not in a hurry, and I'm not really prioritizing it in any way, shape, or form. Just, he's there. Nice Bumblebee. Okay, Yellow Park is showing off some new stuff. So this is their AMK Pro Optimus Prime from Rise of the Beast. We have seen a little bit of it here and there, but this is the full official release. Their AMK Pro stuff is incredible. It's, you know, simplified model kit stuff, just kind of build the, you know, like just build the figure from essentially the parts the factory would assemble in order to build an action figure. You're getting electronic light, you know, in the head. You're getting a lot of accessory parts. There's going to be a little bit of die cast in here as well, and obviously the articulation, detail, and paint are just exceptional. Yellow Park does a really impressive work, and this is another proof of that. It looks very, very nice. Not something I would be terribly attached to, but it does look really, really cool. They are not done. Robosen is also showing off their IDW Tarn that is going to be coming out. This is another AMK, and it looks fantastic. Comes with the unmasked head, which is a nice touch, because that's not something that any of the other Tarn toys do. At least not at this price point, because this will be way more affordable than some of the big statue or high-end articulated Tarns are going to be. Yeah, again, they just do some really, really good work. There is an AMK Pro Tarn in the works that's going to have LEDs, better paint job, die-cast parts, but if you can't wait, or if you want something that's going to be a little bit more affordable, there is going to be this option. And we're going to wrap it up with a report from Blockies that showed off a few things at their global conference, including the Gray Proto for their Action Edition Soundwave. That's to go right along with the Optimus and Megatron that they've already done. And it looks pretty good so far. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited to get a hold of one of those. Actually, now that I think of it, I think this is still the design. I think this is still the series the Optimus comes from, because him and Megatron are very different aesthetics. I don't know. Yellow Park does a lot of, Blockies makes a lot of solo, like sublines and alternate lines. Like, it's hard for me to keep track sometimes. He is looking really good though. Do really, really like what they come up with. Showing off the current wave of Blockies kits. We've talked about some of these before. I really want that Delta Magnus, the Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus. Really want that one. Want the Ramjet too. There's a bunch of loose ones that I don't have that I need to track down at some point. But the big news here is that the Wave 7 figures, which is going to be Transformers 1 Wave 2, showing off the Gray Proto for Shockwave and then Soundwave, both looking very, very good. I'm looking forward to those a lot to complete that collection. And then we get a little bit more of their Transformers 1 offerings. I believe these are the model kits. Yeah, I believe this is the model kit series, and they all look really, really good again. Their Galaxy Defender version is going to release all the Devastator vehicles. 3 are already out. Here's the gray prototypes of the rest. And there is the Devastator. They all form when you manage to collect the entire set. I still do not know exactly how they're releasing the individual parts. You can see them in the back there. All the extra parts you need in order to actually combine these guys into Blocky's Devastator. How those are actually going to be released, I'm still not sure. but they do have a plan for it. And, you know, for a little Devastator guy, it looks pretty good. And then they showed this off. So this is Optimus Prime as Brown from Line Friends. And the only reason I know this is because this, you know, Brown and Coney are two characters with a lot of like lovey-dovey, cutesy gifs that me and my girlfriend send back and forth to each other all the time. So it's super weird that an Optimus Prime is coming out. I don't know. It's an oddball thing. And it's the oddest thing of the week, which means we can wrap it up here. Oh my God, this is like the craziest news week we've had in a long time. So there you go. That's your news roundup for the week. Obviously, there's a ton of stuff, and we haven't even talked about any of the leaks. So stay tuned. It's not going to be too long. That video will be going up today as well. So enjoy the double video day, and thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.